Lost in the land, someone who always can. Don't you know? Romito!
30 weeks ago, I was on the phone with my brother and I said, I want to do a new show, but what? Should I do something sci-fi? Should I do something with romance? Should I do a joke laugh? And he said, brother, just do what you do at night. Ha! This is Wassup Flobo After Hours, episode number 39. I'm Flobo Boyce, and thank you so much for tuning in live to all the channels. We're talking about YouTube, we're talking about Twitch, we're talking about Twitter. And if you're on Twitch, follow. This episode is powered by the members of the Boisterous crew. That's the people on Patreon, y'all. So I want to give a special shout out to Christopher C, Christy H, ACH, Edric P, Oliver E, and Lindsay U. You guys make this show a reality. My guest this evening is someone that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway because he loves when people talk about himself. He is from all over the world, but he lives in Inglewood, California, the CEO of JLJ Media and a mentor to so many people in digital content space, in the organizing space, and in being yourself and living 100% yourself space. Give it up for the man, the writer, the voice actor, the producer, James Lott Jr. What is up, sir? Woo!
You always give me great intros. I don't even know what to do with all that.
I'm out of ideas, so next time.
I know. I'm like, you peaked. Thank you. You peaked.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. I said so, Flobo, in honor of your special episode, I brought out my big wine glass.
Okay. Where'd you get that? Don't tell me like you. Where do you get a wine glass that large? Vegas? All right, Lil Jon, answer the question.
Okay. Okay. So I go, what's up, Little John. No, in fact, Lil Jon's on one of my older songs, actually.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that.
I have a Little John connection.
Is this pre-East Side Boys?
I
gotta ask. Gotta ask.
Yes, pre-East Side Boys. Okay. So on my 45th birthday, which was 10,000 years ago, I gave myself a party. I said, I'm going to throw my own party, screw everybody else. I had some bad birthdays. When I turned 40, hated my party, everything. So I said, okay, my 45th, it was because it was an odd number, just, some number. I said, I'm going to get a hotel room. I got a 2-story suite. And then I invited 9 people. There were very selective 9 people to come there. I bought all the alcohol. I bought all the food and all the stuff, the snacks, everything, set it up, had a piñata filled with little bottles of booze and candy. And my brother had a stick.
Wait, what? That is a Toys R Us kid type ish right there. You put booze in a piñata?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Dope.
It was fun.
Sorry.
This is like you say, on brand, right? It's me. Hello, everybody. Oh my God, I know all you people. Okay.
Charlene, you're talking about Maddie Tiger.
Yeah.
Marie Haywood Wong. What up? What's going on?
God,
Thanks
I love it.
Through.
Oh, come on. Yeah, things are coming on. Okay, I guess you guys all took naps. Okay, so anyway, I invited 9 specific people. They all came. My niece Jessica, shout out to Jessica, Chef Jess, who was pregnant at the time, like 8 months pregnant. She bartended by smell, not by taste. She made all our drinks by smell, and they were all good. So we went to the Dollar Tree, got this, and I said, make my drink. I had 2 of these, and I was gone.
I can imagine. Yeah, those are the size of the surface of the moon. And all the dollar stores, Dollar Tree holds it down because everything is still $1 at that spot.
It still is.
$7 a sham.
Not 99¢ and up. Not right. No $1 and up, or it's all $1, but this little corner over here has $2.99. No, bitches, I want my $1. No, I'm not paying $2.99 at a dollar store. That is too much.
You're gonna get into an argument at the dollar store now?
I do. Oh. You promised me $1, and now everything's $2.99. But anyway, so this cup comes out every special occasion. I bring this cup out, and because I love you, Flobo, I brought it out for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Now I feel bad talking about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So you were actually on the show before. You were on episode 9. We talked about it, and the show has grown since then. And I want people to know why you're on this special episode, because the man came, he hounded me in every corner digitally and was like, "How dare you? I supported everything you did, and I don't get what, James."
I ain't get a godforsaken game. I don't even cuss on your show. It's late night, right? You cuss,
It's late
right?
night. Do you think?
I didn't get a goddamn game on my show. Everybody else got games after me, and I didn't get a game.
Right.
I like a good game.
Okay. Well, to celebrate this, we're going to give you not one game, not two, not three, but 4 different games are happening on this episode of Wassup Flobo. So you know what? Let's start right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, man, you shouldn't have said that one.
I'm ready. I'm ready!
All right, this is the game I call Tag Team is Back Again, y'all. So in this one, I am going to give you a fact about one of your many collaborators in JLJ Media and all of your shows and spinoffs. You have to tell me who that person is. There's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. If you get them all wrong, then you got to make up with a lot of people because they'd be upset.
Okay.
Sounds fun?
Got it. I'm ready.
All right.
Ready.
For those of you in the chat right now, JLJ Media is huge. Check them out on YouTube. In the meantime, if you have a question for James Lott Jr., put him in the chat. We'll ask him afterwards.
Ask me anything. I'll answer anything.
Collaborator number 1.
Okay.
A recent guest on your show, Extra Connections, this Chicagoan claims Polish ancestry.
Oh, Jim Alexander.
That was kind of okay. Yeah, you're
Give me a
right.
second,
But,
give me a second.
did you go to the dark place for a second? What?
Sorry. Oh, Jim Alexander. Yes.
That's sangria, man. That's sangria.
Yes.
Number 2. This delightful collaborator friend of yours is a host and interviewer who recently worked the red carpet at the Beverly Hills Dog Show.
Oh, Frank Moran.
No, that's wrong.
No. He does a lot of stuff with dogs. He does a lot of interviewing with dogs and stuff.
Actually, I'll say with emphasis, this delightful collaborator friend of yours.
Sorry, Frank, you're not delightful. You know Frank Moran.
He hates himself. It's cool.
That's true. That is true. Okay. Tammy Govea.
Tammy Doc Ovea. I
Doc
want
Ovea.
her know you said Frank Moran first.
I'm like, because I know, in all seriousness, I know he does dog videos and things once a year, so I wasn't sure. Okay.
All right. Number 3. This host / friend of yours is so talented, so direct, so amazing that every time you bring her up in conversation, I say out loud, I have to have her on our show.
Ooh.
That's what happens when you drink too early, man. I'm doing coffee, so I'm just like...
Carla Renata.
No. Carla Renata, for those of you who don't know Carla Renata, she don't want to be on my show, so I would never say be on my show, because she won't be on my show. She turned me down. This host friend of yours is so talented, so direct, and so awesome that every time you bring her up in conversation, I say out loud, I have to have her on a show.
Because you've already had Lucretia. No, you had Lucretia?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I thought. So you had her. God, what chick do I bring up all the time? I think she's out on the show. Jesus.
When you bring her up, I always say. So I.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Because I don't know. I'm stumped.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Marissa Serafini. Ooh.
Oh, I love Marissa Serafini.
Not no more, you don't.
I know. I'm like, yeah, you should have her. You should have her on your show. She's great. Oh, I love Marissa Serafini.
2 more. This collaborator of yours cites Plinko as her favorite Price is Right game.
Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
It's not Tammy Govea.
No, it's not. Oh my god! I remember this is recently we brought this up. This is a good game, Flo.
I should get some timers, man. You don't know anybody.
I just work all the time. I don't know. Who is it?
Candace Mack. Candace Mack from Forever in the Day. Her favorite
I
game
almost
of
said
all time
Candace
is
Mack.
Plinko.
I almost said Candace Mack.
Well, don't cut it.
Sure don't.
And finally, this collaborator of yours loves football, current events, his dog, and the Rolling Stones.
Oh my god, I just read Jack Farmer. Do you guys have any questions about me? Jack, you're too much. Sorry, just repeat. I'm sorry, repeat that. Like my 80, I went over there. Sorry, say it again. The question.
Lastly, this collaborator of yours loves football, his dog, and the Rolling Stones.
Football, his dog, and the Rolling Stones.
It's not me. Dogs freak me out.
I know you don't like dogs. I remember that.
It's kind of scary, y'all.
The Rolling Stones. It's not Phil Svitek. It's Phil Svitek.
The answer is Jack Farmer. Wow, you got that one.
Oh, it is Jack Farmer. Oh my God, it was Jack Farmer. Oh my God, Jack Farmer. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm
Marissa
sorry.
Serafini and Jack Farmer, all you can do, all your hate mail is available at James Lott
I
Jr.
love Jack Farmer and Mrs. Serafini. I love them both. And hi, Black Raider.
Oh, what up, Black Raider? Yes, your timing was perfect. I almost gave it away.
I know. That's so funny. You asked that. I was like, oh my God. And Haywood asked me, who's my favorite co-host? I guess you're saying Marissa, Lucretia, Frank, or Tony. That's like choosing between my children.
So which one's your favorite?
I do have a favorite daughter. I do have a favorite daughter.
What? So what's your favorite host? The people want to know.
It's like plead the fifth. Can I plead the fifth?
No.
I am direct. My favorite co-host out of all of them actually is Tony Moore.
Okay.
When I think about it. Because we have a shorthand. And Lucretia's close because I've known them both the longest time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming out this week to What's Up Flobo After. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody.
No, you and Tony, man, they do have a bit of a rapport in there. That's pretty awesome. So, I respect that. Oh, what up, Derek Fisher? You gotta represent the boys, man. It's scary hours. Man. You just work with so many different people. I mean, and different shows and everything. And it seems that we're talking about this today with Jack Farmer. Your empire is expanding. You're doing more live stuff. You're doing like things in audio dramas. Like, what does 2021 look like for JLJ Media?
Number one, Jacob Downey. The topic is me. Number two, your question. What's the topic? It's me, James Lott Jr. That's the topic.
Yeah, I'm
the topic. What does JLJB look like in 2021? You said?
Oh yeah.
More collaborations, more casts, because I'm literally making up for all these shows separate casts. Some people move around. There's some folks who do other stuff, but I see it being much broader in terms of a lot of different people working with me for the network. I see more shows coming. I see more music coming. I just released something just now. I have more music coming, more books coming. I see the empire streamlining a lot more. I want each division to have its own really big thing and then come together. I'm working on that right now. I need to rewrap my website. That's my big thing to kind of bring the empire all to one place. And that's kind of how I see it. I see it expanding even more, and I'm scared, but I'm very excited to do it.
When's it going to have the time for fun? What does fun look like? I mean, that sounds like a lot of work. Like, when are you going to get that massage, that social distance massage? When are you going to go travel, social distance travel? Like, when are you going to have fun this year, man?
I don't know. I did last year, so I just work. I mean, the thing is, it's just, unless they open stuff up and make it safer, I ain't going nowhere, seeing nobody, doing nothing. I'm just going to be at home, see occasional folks here and there, and my mother, and that's it. I mean, I don't try. I be careful. I mean, health is more important.
So it's funny you mentioned that because California released the stay-at-home order, and I'm the thing is, I go to the grocery store because frankly I can't afford to order it all the time, so I just go because I'm poor. But when I'm meeting friends, it's usually like one friend at a time, and then it's like 2 weeks apart. Like I make a point not to like see two friends the same week. Have you? So we got a question from Charlene. Gotta ask you, what do you miss most about Afterbus TV? And it's not an Afterbus TV show, but I just want to know your opinion about this one. What's the biggest thing you miss about Buzz?
So first of all, Haywood, I do wear glasses still. But what had happened was, as you get older, your eyes shift and change. So now I don't need them for everything. So you see when I look at a computer screen, take my glasses off. When I'm with the rest of the world looking far, I put my glasses on. So I take them off and on all the time. Now I'm an old person now. So. What do I miss about Afterbus? Next question.
Shade.
There's some shade. There's some shade. I miss the old house. Back in the day, we were at the house in Encino. It was very much, it felt like a family. It really, really did. And everything was new to me. It was so exciting. We all talked, we got to know each other, got to talk to each other. I miss being in a studio, period. I miss being in a studio. And Afterbus had great studios. They had great studios. That's one thing, they had great studios. So I do miss being inside a studio with my co-host, doing a show live. The shenanigans are crazy, and we didn't get a chance to. I miss that shenanigans and tomfoolery. I do miss that. But Afterbus is dead, folks. So just it's dead.
Afterbus is dead.
It's a name only
TBD hiatus, man.
Yeah, it's a name only, kids.
Jack hit the nail on the head. Sorry. No, go ahead, James. Go ahead. Go for it.
No, it's your show. It's your show, Flobo.
No, I was gonna say like that's the one thing I do miss. Like, not to say like I like to be waited on hand and foot, but there is an air of legitimacy of walking to the studio, saying, "Hey, producer, right guy, I gave you the rundown. You ready to go? Put the headphones on. Countdown, ready, go." And we're live to, in our case, 2,000 to 10,000. I know it's more on the reality soap side every time. It just feels a bit more real, you know.
Derek Fisher, Afterbus isn't dead. It's on hiatus. Okay, as the owners are moving to Nashville. It's in People magazine, folks. I'm not making this shit up. Okay.
You don't have to tell them all the truth and everything. You could have let them say that the Tooth Fairy was real. You could have been like, Shaq is going to come back to basketball.
I tell truth to shame the devil. That's what I do.
Why?
So I'm going to answer this also with Hayward Wong's question. It's part of the same thing.
For those of us in the audio version, Hayward Wong asked, James, who is your favorite producer? I assume it Afterbus. Continue.
Okay. So this is Leslie Colon. Leslie Colon. Hola, chica. Here's real talk. I was there almost 7 years Afterbus. So I knew the higher ups, I knew the lower downs, I knew a lot of stuff that went on there and in and out and all around. And I'll tell you, not every producer was good, not every host was good, not every staff member was good. And I'll tell you, so when I found one or found some, it was great. And I will give shout outs to Alexis Torres. I will give a shout out to Ryan Nielsen, who I still co-host with on my network.
Right.
I'll shout out to Mark Donica, Jonathan Moulton, Jimbo in the booth. I love me some James Frank. Anybody else? There were a few others possibly. Oh, Steve Egberg, I liked him. Miss Seraphine, I did most of the shows together. That was my girl. And Josh. I love Josh. He was great. I didn't work with him that much, but I liked him.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of folks that weren't as good, and they didn't know how to produce your show. So I always felt like you just stay an engineer. I'll produce my own show. That's kind of how I was. And so I put a lot into my shows, and people can attest to this. I brought props. I had costume. I had outfits. My job was to entertain everybody. And anybody who's watched my shows over the last 7 years, that's what I do. And I think sometimes it was wonderful because when a producer and when you came together and like really worked on your show, it was the best. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best. And I had shows. That's why Cedric Welton. I'm talking all about. I don't care. I'm talking all about.
Cedric Welton, man, friend of the show, says I barely had a cup of coffee at APTV's. Shame. Hope it returns. Yeah, we get to collaborate with you inside the studio. Myself, I wanted to do that.
Yeah, it's a shame. Afterbus TV had something going, and they ruined it themselves. That's just my opinion, and I have no problem saying that. They were the only place doing what they were doing, and it was successful. And I thought, and other things, started happening. And I run my own company. I've been in business for 13 years. I saw mistakes they were making, things that were happening, and I thought that's just so bad because they were really on to something. They really had something going that was wonderful. And I learned a lot there when I was there. I mean, I give shade and stuff all the time, but I also say at the same time, I grew as a host there, as a producer, as a showrunner, as a director. I mean, I learned all that stuff. I honed those skills while I was at AfterBuzz TV. And so I'll always be grateful to them for that. And when I was sick for a year and I came back, they were there for me when I came back. So that I will always do that. But there was a lot of issues and problems there, and that's why it's not in business. But I think they should have stayed in business. They should have really worked it out. I don't, there's things going on I don't know about, of course. But there's a lot of treatment that wasn't the greatest there either. And so I think all their networks had something going. Book Circle Online, Popcorn. I was one of the few hosts that had a show on every network.
Right.
Let's just say that also. So I got a chance to see how all these networks work, and they were all great ideas. But I miss it for what it once was, and I wish that they could have continued.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of activity in the chat for those people who love that ABTV stuff. I think Cedric's making this a hypothetical. He goes, what do you think about them charging for the space? Is it worth, say, $50 a month to you guys for every host is in the house?
Yes. Okay, most places, I was part of other places called the After Party and all this stuff. They charge between $65 and $210 per show a month. So I was paying at one place $200 some a month to put on 4 or 5 shows a month, and they did everything for you. I mean, you come in, they produced your show, you got files, you own the show still. Afterbus TV, I'm not gonna get to all the particulars. They could have done that. I thought they had great studios. They had great studios, and I thought they should have rented out for self tapes, for movie sets. They did a lot of things they should have did, but they did not.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much the button on that. I'm not sure if you want to answer this question, but Charlene asked your thoughts about Roxy. You guys know how I feel. I'm not sure if you have any notes about that. Just put a button on it. Last thoughts about AfterBuzz before we move on.
Me and Roxy got along fine, so I can't even say anything bad. I know people, I know things, but we got along fine. And also, AfterBuzz TV was a place that I grew. I met most of you guys through AfterBuzz TV. So I'm very grateful that I started from scratch, and so that was great.
I love it. But James Lott Jr., you ready for the game?
Yes.
Let's do it. This one I like to call Multicultural James.
Ooh, that is me.
That's you. So James Lott Jr. is a man who is the most cosmopolitan person that I know, has many different subsections within his core, like a tree with its rings or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention a culture or subculture or something you're a part of and tell me something cool about it, like some music, some food, something that just brings it to mind when I say it. Dope.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Number 1, Boricua, Puerto Rican.
Oh, mi gente. Yes. Okay, cool thing. Number 1, the food. That is just like, whenever I go to Puerto Rico, the food is just like, I miss my abuelita. She's not with us anymore. I miss my tias. They made all the food. I love pasteles, tostones, arroz con gandules. I love me some Puerto Rican food. And I am so missing it right now because I used to go to Puerto Rico this time of year because it's sunny and warm down there this time of year. Every year, and I'm not rich enough, but I have people to stay with. I have family in the Carolina section of San Juan. I have family in Ponce. I miss all of them. The food is the bomb. The people are very friendly.
Damn, are you a pernil fan? Are you pro pernil?
Yes.
I know people be passing on pick these days.
Yes.
Dutch.
As my grandfather would say, this is his famous saying, if it ain't much, it ain't Dutch. It's a very famous Dutch saying. So he said it all. It's a famous Dutch saying. I didn't make it up.
Expensive in Netherlands?
I guess it is. The Dutch have a very dry sense of humor, which I love. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, girl.
Cool.
I love their sense of humor. It's so dry. It's like there's times you're like, are they being funny or they're not being funny? It's okay. It's a great place. Lots of canals, lots of tall people. A lot of my cousins are super tall.
Canals and tall people. That sounds like a nightmare, but I love it.
It does. You asked me.
I guess Caribbean / St. Eustatius then.
Oh yeah, beautiful place. People are so friendly down there. It's like they're fascinated. I don't know if you have found this when you go down to Barbados. But they're very fascinated with America in terms of how we live our lives there, our politics. I've had many great conversations with, many people in the Dutch Antilles, the West Indies down there.
Yeah.
I've been to Barbados. I've been to Barbados' homeland. I've been to many of the Dutch Antilles, St. Kitts, St. all those places. They really want to talk about, when Obama was in office, I used to go visit. They really were fascinated that we had a black president. They really wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, for those of you who don't know, like, there's the travel.gov, the State Department's like has a CIA World Book about different countries and all the facts and warnings about them. And in the United States, to other people who travel, there's actually a warning that says, "Hey, look, be careful. Americans tend to be hostile to people who are brown and black skinned." So imagine the president being a brown dude. It might be fascinating to them, you know.
And I also want to add a food item: stroopwafels, my favorite.
Oh yes, yes, I love stroopwafels.
Stroopwafels. So they're the little cinnamon wafers that have caramel inside. And when I was a kid, we put them on the stove and warm them up. Now you can put them in a microwave and kind of soften them, but they're so good. And drope candy. I like drope candy. It's very Dutch.
Yeah, drope candy is pretty cool. It's Australia Day, Dylan Matthews says. Aussie,
Happy Australia Day. Send me a koala.
Yeah, stroop waffles are great. I actually got one that's like the peanuts equivalent on United flights. They'll give you a stroop waffle. And so when I was going to Europe for a wedding, I made sure like to pack it in my bag. Like, I need my rations. And I had like a pack of stroop waffles. It was terrible. Like that was the most unhealthy snack to have. I just had like beef jerky or nuts. I'm like, I need candy, y'all. I'm going on a mission. I'm going to Europe. Creole.
Oh, well, then that is the food. I'm telling you, it is the food. Oh, my God. I made shrimp Creole the other night. It was so good. I love gumbo. Gumbo is the bomb. Shrimp etouffee, beignets, all stuff. But I will say something on the opposite side of this. Some of the problems, there's a lot of color issue in the Creole community. And one of the things that's really rough is the whole brown paper bag syndrome. If you're a little too darker, then you're not the right Creole. If you're a little lighter, you're the right Creole. It's something that's been happening since before I came into the world. And it's something that I experienced when I was down in Louisiana so many times I was there. I was just, in some circles, I was just enough. And in some circles, I was still too dark. I'm not even dark. But that was something that I thought is a big color issue. But there's a lot of Creole folks here in Southern California, a large community.
I had no idea. Yeah. Well, actually, it makes sense because you go to some stores, it'll be like the andouille sausage and all that. I mean, someone's got to be buying them. L.A. and Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, okay, so here's the thing. So being in LA, I grew up with a Chinese godmother, Japanese godfather, Dutch, Puerto Rican, Creole. Then I had Mexican friends. I have half Filipino cousins. I have Ethiopian cousins.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I grew up with like a large melting pot in my life and the white folks. I'm a third.
White.
And white folks.
They got culture too, James.
Mayonnaise. That's for that.
You can't be like, you milky folks over there. They can be Irish or Italian
wow. So here's the thing. So I am a third white. So the DNA doesn't lie. I'm a third white.
Right.
So and I have a lot of friends and family that are white that I love very much. But I'm saying I grew up with all of these people. I grew up with
extra M&Ms that trail mix, yeah.
Yes. But I grew up with a wider range of people, and also my mother was a hippie, so I grew up with hippie lifestyle in the 70s. Yeah. And then my father, and then they knew famous people, and so we were in LA, so we knew famous people. I had siblings who did things, and so I grew up really multiculturally. Like, not even a joke. Like, I really did. And so that's something about LA that I loved.
I got two more for you. First one's New York.
My magic city. That's my magic city. When I first got there as a kid to see my mother's family, they all moved as they do from the Caribbean. They all moved to New York. Flobo knows that.
That's Pan Am.
Yes.
No, that's what happened. Pan Am bought all the Caribbean roots. So if you look at the West Indies, yeah.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at that. But New York to me, I feel more like a New Yorker than Los Angeles in many ways because I'm very direct. I talk very fast.
Yeah.
No, seriously, those kind of things. Because I grew up, my mother's New York, and so she says water and coffee and all that stuff. She drops things. She's on still.
That is the worst New York accent I've ever heard, sir.
I'm like, yeah,
he says water, new coffee,
whatever. But she's from New York. She's from New York. Oh, it's Candace Mack, that girl. So
James doesn't know about you. True story. All right.
Yeah. Nobody likes a tattletale.
Oh, I'm totally a snitch on my show. After hours, I'm a snitch. Oh my God.
I'm a snitch. But New York is my magic city. There's no place in the world like it. The hustle and bustle, again, diverse people. growing up half up in East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, and half in Brooklyn and Fort Hamilton Parkway, visiting one set of family here and one set of family here. Never the twain shall meet. Back then, especially because you didn't go to Brooklyn. That was a whole crazy thing. Back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how it was. You're in Manhattan, you didn't go to Brooklyn.
It's true. I mean, not even the cabs didn't go out there until recently.
Right.
Yeah.
My mother's from 101st in Lexington and Spanish Harlem, and then my grandma was on East 4th and Fort Hamilton Parkway, and they call it Kensington, but it was like Park Slope, Prospect Park area, and I miss it. So that's why I used to go every year. My magic city. I love New York. Bleecker Street Pizza on 7th Avenue South and Bleecker Street, my favorite places. Hi, Tony, and all them out there.
It's definitely true. Like, I'm from Brooklyn South. I'm like the Southeast by the water. And when I would say, hey, Ma, I got this interview in the Bronx, she'd be like, for what? For what? Nah, you going all the way to the Bronx for what? Like, you do not understand the same city. It's like,
they don't. They don't.
It's too far. Why? Why you going out there?
When I was older, when I was in my 20s, I'd stay with my great grandmother on 155th in Amsterdam in Jackson Heights. I went Washington Heights. And I would totally stay with her. But she'd let me go and do my own thing. Young man got things to do, and I'd go party in the village or whatever. And so, but they never understood why we go that far down into the city. I'm like, that's where the fun is. I mean, it's not happening over here. I gotta go to the village and see my peeps. So that's what I used to do. We used to laugh all the time.
New York is so big that one borough is called the city. That just blows my mind.
Right. I used to go to Alphabet City to go to New York Rican's Poet Cafe. I used to love that place.
I heard about that place. Yeah,
it's tiny. It's tiny. But the best spoken word, and it was wonderful. But I was like, why are you going to Alphabet City down there? It's a little dangerous. I'm like, it's hip and hot right now down there.
Yeah.
On Litter Avenue A and all that stuff down there. I loved it.
It makes you wonder how anyone has explored the new world. It's like, you going where? It's dangerous. Just stay in Europe, bro. I must see this. I must see. So, and lastly, San Francisco. What does San Francisco mean to you?
I grew up. As an adult, I grew up in San Francisco, and I almost start crying. It was a place that I got there at a time when AIDS was heavy, and I watched the community literally die in front of me. I have a picture of just 9 of us. Only 2 of us are left. I watched the other 7 die, literally watched them die. From AIDS. Yeah. All within a 2-year period. Hmm. I remember being young, being a nurse, and just having to deal with all that. And that city is very expensive to live. It's also very kind of harsh conditions because it's never sunny. Right. I lived all over. So when I got there, I lived south of Market, lived on Natoma and Van Ness. And then I moved over to Coe Valley. And then I lived I call it the Tender Knob. If you're from San Francisco, you know what I'm talking about. It's the line between Nob Hill and the Tenderloin. I lived on Hyde and Post. And I also lived in Dolores Heights, and I also lived in DuBois Triangle. So I lived around. I was there 16 years. Mm-hmm. But I got there, and my activism really came through. I was a young man in my 20s, raising my daughter, and I really decided to fight for rights. And I was in magazines, I was on newspapers, I was out there speaking. And in San Francisco, there was a huge black flight in the 90s. They got rid of a lot of black folks. They didn't want us there. They said, go to Oakland, go to East Bay. Right. And I fought to stay there in San Francisco. And I was one of the few blacks in San Francisco many times. I was one of the few blacks at a company. I was one of the few people of color at an organization. And I was very well known in San Francisco. So I'd say for me, it was I grew up there. I really grew up as a person.
Yeah. And how long did you stay there in total?
I was 16 years there. Okay, so I got there at 24. I left at 40.
Okay, wow, that's a huge chunk of your life. Yeah, that's what I hear. The best years of your life, the prime, is those ranges. Although that's the case, I've totally slept through mine. But I'm so glad you keep San Francisco close to your heart, regardless of what happened to your friends and seeing the evolution and fighting that for causes you believe in. That's awesome.
It taught me. I mean, it all serves me now. What I'm doing now. I really learned. I had to learn how to be a person. I had to learn how to be an adult because, as you know, it's similar to New York, where it's a walking city. It's also a subway city. We have BART and Muni. But it's always cold. I mean, the summers there are not warm. We get summer in September for 2 weeks. That's how it is. The fog rolls in over Twin Peaks at 4 o'clock. I mean, it's always so. Those kind of harsh conditions kind of build you up, And I had no help from my family. I did everything myself. I had great friends. We clung together as a group. There was a group, and I'm still friends with many of them. We're talking 25, 30 years of friendship. But I really did grow up. I had some milestones there. I watched the .com boom, then bust. .com boom again. And
Pets.com stock. Oh,
right. Oh my God, that was so funny. Well, Earthlink. No. But I really did. I left because I was turning 40 years old. I wanted to change my life. It was too expensive. I hated the weather. But now, I look back on it. It was a great learning experience.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I just want to say thanks again for those of you in the chat. We're talking YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Coming in with your comments, greatly appreciated. I had a question earlier from Miss Marie Cupcake. Hey, Marie Cupcake, Miss Kirsten. She says,
my girl.
JLJ Media, that's you. What is something that you want to accomplish that you haven't done yet?
Flobo knows this already. I want a musical. I want to write a musical. Write, direct, and have a musical. I am doing the songs of Mistletoe Road, which K. Marie Cupcake was part of. I and Flobo, my stars. I started writing songs for that, and also I did a soundtrack last year for Vex, the movie. So that was my first steps towards writing music for situations, not just myself or for situations. So I really do want to write a musical. I want to write my own Hamilton, so to speak, but not Hamilton. But I want to write my own thing. So I really want to do that. That's a big goal of mine.
When you say musical, you mean like a Broadway musical or like a cinematic or like a musical movie? If that makes sense. Doesn't matter. Audio.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To me, I want to write it because I get to write the book and write the music to go with it. I have a couple of ideas that I've been working on the last couple of years. One of the ideas kind of went. I had a really big idea, and then this person I was writing about died. So I'm like, now I've decided if I want to do it. I haven't decided, but I don't. For me, it doesn't matter. I feel like as I write, I'm a songwriter. It will just come out of me, and it will inform where it should go. I'm gonna think of it that way.
And one of the cool things about that pursuit is that all the other projects you've been working on, you've been writing songs for, or albums, or soundtracks, or intro music, like for Cupid's Crossing, for example. Mistletoe Road's albums out and all that stuff. So.
Yes.
You're not starting from zero, which is pretty cool.
No, but I think I love musicals. I'm a big musical fan. But I love the art of them. I watched the behind the scenes of Hamilton and a couple other ones. I'm a big Stephen Sondheim fan. I'm a big Andrew Lloyd Webber fan and Tim Rice fan. Family Opera is my favorite musical of all time.
Really?
Chorus Line, yes, Family Opera. I love it. It's dramatic. It's sad. It's romantic. It's mystical. Yeah. It's everything. And then Chorus Line is my second favorite. And then because it's about the business.
Fair enough.
It's about the business, and if you're in the business, you kind of get it. And my third favorite is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, I was thinking the producers. Is that the case? But yeah, okay.
That's good too. But Jesus Christ Superstar. Here's a little fact for you guys.
Tell me.
Andrew Lloyd Webber was 23 years old when he wrote that.
No, I'm just kidding. 23.
What the fuck were you doing at 23 years old, Flobo?
Yeah, not doing that.
Exactly. Me neither. He was 23 years when he wrote that. He took a part of the Bible, which was Jesus's crucifixion and everything, and made it into. Jack, you can star in it. You can totally star in it. But he took that and made it into a musical. How do you take the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the last days of Jesus Christ, and make it into a musical that's upbeat and tells a story? I mean, the songs are so good, but he was 23 years old when he wrote that. I thought, genius.
Yeah. That is, put it that way, that you sold it. Because as a kid, as a kid, I didn't appreciate that. As a kid, I was like, really? He must have a lot of time on his hands. You know what I mean? But now that you think about it, as you brought it out, I'm like, oh yeah, that is pretty cool to take something that's very, I won't say sad, because it totally.
It is sad.
Yes, but it was kind of like necessary for the legend. Right?
Well, right.
The spread of Christianity to make that into an entertaining, 2-act structure, 3-act structure. So
because I've seen enough musicals in my life that some of them, Starlight Express, some of them don't work. Some of them are just like, okay, that wasn't it. But I like Chess, and I like some of the other ones. I mean, there's an Evita.
Chess.
Chess is good. Chess is good. Chess is good.
Man.
I like Chess. I know him so well. Yes.
When I was trying to go to the gym, like the time before I actually committed to it, the one song that would get me up would be the Vinyl Shakers cover of
One night in Bangkok in the world. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm like,
I get my kicks above the waistline sunshine. I just picture like what's the Baby or Lil Wayne just be like, yeah, yes, cash money. Just, so dumb.
Yeah, no, no, but I love musicals, and I've always have, and so that's something that that I would enjoy.
Yeah, I love the fact that you have something you want to do it. James Lott Jr. Game 3 or 4, you ready?
I'm ready.
This one here is the original game here in After Hours. This one's called True or False. I'm going to give you some statements. You tell me if they're true, false, and why.
Okay. I love your games. They're so good. They make me think.
I got one more at the end. It's going to be fun, especially for you. True or false? The best cuisine is Cajun/Creole.
The best?
Best.
Shit. The best? I love
the best
it. I love it. Oh my god, my family's gonna hate me. I'm gonna say true.
Ooh.
Puerto
Rican side is like, for real?
I know.
Make your own gandules, you.
I know. Oh my god, it's so. But I gotta choose. So I gotta choose.
Jack Vargas is false. He likes tacos now.
He's white.
Okay.
What's going on?
Hey man, here's ethnicity. All right, so you can't compare them, but on a typical day, I am more likely to play Prince over Michael Jackson. True or false?
Oh, particular day, yes, true. A particular day, yes.
Okay. I tend to worry from time to time whether or not JLJ Media will continue to be successful. True or false?
Will be successful? False.
Any reason why? You want to elaborate?
I don't worry.
It doesn't work. You don't say anything. False. Next. Expound, brother.
I'm not as smart as you, Flobo. I'm just pretty. No. Okay. Why? Because I actually don't worry about that. That's not something I worry about. I don't really worry about numbers. I might look at them and stuff, but I really think it will be either successful or not successful. Whatever. It's a crapshoot. So for me, it's just put out content. I worry more about the content I'm trying to put out than I do about the actual channel itself. It's doing way better than I thought it would anyway, so I'm not worried about it. I don't worry.
So before someone says I'm making shade, Charlene says he knows he's successful. The question was continue.
I am successful.
I know you are. That's why I look up to you. All right. In 2021, James Lott Jr. will find true love. True or false?
False. Oh, I don't believe that. I mean, it'd be great if I did, but I mean, I'd love to have it. I want to be in love, folks. I do. I want to be in love. But these folks out here in these streets are rough. There's some broken men out there, some broken people out there. I don't have time for all that.
You don't know who's watching us right now. Be like, oh, he kind of cute. Oh, I'm broken.
No, here's the thing. If you're cute, don't be broken, and then we'll be just fine.
Okay, Candace Beck has a vote of confidence for you. JLJ Media won't fail because our leader in the wonderful content on JLJ Media, including the talent of the shows.
I have some great talent on the show, so they like to play the field. I do not like to play the field. That was my old days. Not anymore. I'm too old for all that. I don't do it anymore.
Recovering from Bell's palsy was the hardest thing I ever had to endure. True or false?
Hardest thing I had to endure? That's really... I'd say I've had some horrible things happen to me, so I'm trying to think. Is that the hardest? It's not true. It's it's like a tie with something else. So I mean, I guess I'll say true. It's a tie with being raped.
I will not expect. I won't go into that. I understand it's kind of triggering.
I don't mind. But I'm just saying I was raped. I want people to know this. It was a violent act. Sure. I had to recover from that, and it does happen to men also. So that and Bell's palsy both were two of the hardest things I've ever had to go through in my entire life because it was physical and mental at the same time.
And you're a survivor. Not only that, you thrived as well.
Thank you. I am a survivor from both of those things that both were horrible. And Bell's palsy, folks, you don't want it. Just want to tell you don't want it. It is, if you can help it, try your best to eat healthy and manage your stress. virus that goes through your ear. I'm a big advocate now about Bell's palsy awareness. Folks get it and no one talks about it, so it's kind of weird. Every time I bring it up, someone goes, "Yeah, I had it too. My aunt had it. My uncle had it." It really does go around, and I think I want people to be aware of this. And it's to have your face paralyzed is a very horrible thing.
Sure. I am so honored of your story and being able to share that. I've told you that before, the fact you'd be able to be open about your experiences. JLJ is not your typical grandparent, true or false?
That's true. I'm a fun grandparent. I'm Papa Jamie, and my granddaughter gave me this. It says Papa Jamie #1. She gave me this.
Oh, what? Oh, that's proven now. It's like the blue ribbon on Pabst beer. They had that blue ribbon.
Exactly.
No one contested it. That's just the way.
That's the way it is. That's the way. No, I'm a fun grandparent. Plus, I talk like this to them for the most part.
That's great.
So they know how fun I am. I learned from my mother. She's the same way. So they have a fun great grandmother and a fun grandfather.
That's awesome. I didn't have my grandparents in my life. They died very young, but I always I'm envious of grandparents because they can be so fun and what have you.
They're not my kids, so it's great.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done. They're all yours.
If I was offered a bunch of money to do what I was currently doing, but had to move out of the country, I would do it. True or false?
False.
False. People my age. True.
Right.
That's also true. People my age are weird.
True. People my age are crazy. There are some folks there are folks who are just like, they're old as fuck. I'm like, we're only 51. I'm turning 52. Like, why are we in bed at 9 o'clock? I mean, why are we eating at 4? I don't understand. They're like, well, my life's over, so I'm done. I'm like, you can't be done yet. Like, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, how all this energy? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm living my life. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I mean, that's what we do. Yeah. And so that's why I date younger people.
Swerve. I'm glad you said this, because when I moved to California, I used to make fun of people saying dude, because everyone said dude. But after a while, I was saying dude. Mm-hmm. And I felt like at 26, I was like, I'm old. Then one day I woke up with a backache, and I was like, what? I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop. When I play Rocket League, because the people I play Rocket League with, the game, they're literally half my age. So I'm like, I'm old. But like anything else, I'm just like, bro, don't say it, don't jinx it, don't call for the wheelchair.
Yes.
And lastly, this is definitely gonna be true. But lastly, I say too many puns, and I should stop. True or false?
Because this is your show.
I'm just kidding.
I'm going to say false. Because I like to say puns a lot.
Yes, you do. Why?
A lot.
I have no idea.
A lot. I
Jack
use my
nails
name
it,
and everything. Dude is like
bro. You start saying ironically and telling it's stuck in your vocabulary.
Okay, Wash, Cedric.
Yo, retire, bro. You done.
Old and washed. Like, I'm like, what does that mean, Cedric? I'm
like he's a client, like an athlete. When they're done, they say they washed. Tom Brady's not washed.
Okay, folks, I don't follow sports like that or wrestling and that kind of shit. I don't do that. I follow football and that's it. I don't know what all this lingo is. I don't know what's going on. So this is the wrong show. I don't do that.
Yeah, Flap Cheeto says, I live in California. I say dude and anything cool or bad happens. Undercooked microwave meal. Dude, WTF. Amazing Golden Rocket League. Dude, that was awesome. My dog does something funny. Dude, what are you doing? It's true.
Oh, yeah.
I've been here long enough. It's like, dude.
Flappuccino. I like that name. Flappuccino.
I don't know what's flapping, but that's the way.
They said the run is over. I don't know what that means either. I don't know what any of that stuff means.
Yo, he had a good run. He should probably retire from life, you know. Get
a good run
from the Cracker Barrel, you know, the Cracker Barrel ones, you know. Just,
okay, so Cedric, we don't really know each other, but I know I follow you on social media.
Oh, you will.
But I'm saying, you look great. You black don't crack. You look great for your age. I don't know how old you are. I'm sure I'm older than you are. And you look fine, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to pitch up a show right now. I was waiting for you to be like, come
no,
my show, Edge Connection, Cedric Welton. This guy's one of the greatest hosts at Afterbus. Didn't get a full shot.
Cedric, you want to call my show Connections, call my show, DM me, call my show.
Look at that. I'm supposed to connector, yo.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk. I love it.
So I had a bunch of transition stuff, but we're kind of low on time, so I got time for one more game. You want to play?
Already? It's already a low of time. That's crazy.
Yeah, we're low on time. This is crazy talk. This one here is the one I've only did one time before with my best buddy of all time, Jack Farmer. This game is called Risky Sevens. You ready?
Okay.
I will ask you 7 trivia questions of increasing difficulty on the topic. You get the question right, and I will donate $5 on your behalf to a charity of your choosing, which you selected to be the March of Dimes. Get it wrong, and they get nothing.
Okay.
So, if you get them all wrong, those kids, they're going to be like, $35 to freedom, and James let us down.
I won't get any more of the address labels. That's what's going to happen.
So, again, increasing difficulty, 7 questions long. Do you want to know the topic? The topic is Flobito. So you better not get these questions wrong. These 7 questions are about me.
I love Flobito. Okay, I'm ready.
Increasing difficulty. And you can look at the chat, so you can stall all you want, because I feel bad. I can't let you cheat, because these kids are waiting for this guy.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. What is my favorite sports team?
Oh, the Nets.
It's actually the Mets. I'll give you that one. They rhyme. The New York Mets, the baseball team. My favorite. I'll give you that one. I misheard you. I thought you said Nets.
Okay,
I said Mets.
I said Mets. I said Mets.
Those poor kids. Those poor, helpless
poor
kids.
kids.
All right.
Poor
that was the
kids,
easiest question on the list. We're going to have a bad time.
We'll find out.
There's number 2. I've said this on a couple of episodes, and you mentioned it today. I am an American, but of what descent?
Oh my God. You're
My
Barbadian.
parents. Yes, I also accept Scottish too, but yes, I am Barbadian.
That's right, Scottish. Yes.
So that is $10 in the bank, man. Question number 3: which country of the following have I not visited? Which country of the following have I not visited? England, France, the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, or Canada?
Canada.
The answer is France. I've been to Toronto twice.
Oh, I've been to Toronto
twice.
I knew the other one. I knew you went to England. I knew you went to. We talked about Costa Rica, and I knew about the Dominican Republic. So I knew those. So I thought maybe it was Canada. Okay.
So you have $10 in the bank. One wrong.
Okay.
Question number 4. This is, you could cheat by looking at the chat, but whatever. We met at Afterbus TV. Can you give me the complete name? Sorry, say it again. We met at Afterbus TV. Can you give me the complete title of one of the shows I hosted? You can't say wrestling. You got to say that one of the complete titles.
So is it Afterbus TV's WWE Raw?
All right, I'll give you that one. Totally
Was
wrong.
I close?
I'll give it. Yeah, you're close. You're close. Yeah, the Raw After Show. Yeah, WWE Raw After Show. That's fine.
Oh, after show. I didn't say after show. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't say that. But that was good enough, though. I mean, that was good.
It's for the kids, man. I ain't gonna argue. I'm gonna haggle with the kids. Well, actually, technically. All right. Number 5. I'm allergic to 5 things on this planet. Can you name 2 of them?
Allergic. Don't think of the children, James.
Think of the children.
Think of the children. 2 that you're allergic to 2 things. 2 of the things are allergic. I know you're scared of dogs. You're not allergic to them, are you? No, you're not allergic to them.
You want me to help you?
No, I don't know.
I mentioned this to you in the chat, so it's a fair question. The chat will know this. I'm allergic to 5 things. Can you name 2 of them? I'm just making sounds for the audio version.
I seriously don't. I was gonna say bullshit and tomfoolery. I don't know. I can't think of everything.
Yes, Derek, I'm afraid of dogs. I will accept. Dogs. Yes, I'm allergic to cats, tree pollen, ragweed, bananas, and shellfish. So we talked about the Caribbean
shellfish.
Side,
that's right, shellfish. That's right. That's right, bananas. That's so weird. That's bananas.
I can eat plátanos. I can eat maduros, no problem. Or tostones, but I can't.
So it's interesting because they're cooked, they're fried. That's why.
Yeah. So you have 3 questions right. $15 in the bank. This is question number 6 out of 7.
Okay.
My childhood crush was this fictional character. So not it's cartoon.
We talked about it the other day, actually, but not too long ago. Oh my God! It's not a cartoon character, right? That's not cartoon.
Yes. It's a hint. It's a cartoon character. People who watch the Raw After Show know this one, but I'm not sure they. But
Number
6. My childhood crush was this fictional character.
Your childhood was in the
He was,
90s.
I'm a 90s kid. It was a cartoon character. Also appeared in video games, TV shows.
I almost said Daria. No, it was.
Well, Daria, she could get it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? She wasn't that bubbly, but she. Let me holla at you. No, I didn't have cable. I didn't have Daria growing up.
You didn't have cable. I don't know who is it. Who is it?
Carmen Sandiego. She's just.
That's
so
right. Oh my
worldly.
God, that's right. Jack made fun of you about that. Or somebody made fun of you about that. I remember that. Okay, that's
No
right.
one can steal her heart away.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my
And
God.
our
To the
final
backpack.
question. And our final question is arguably the most difficult. You have $15 in the bank for the March of Dimes. So remind you, the kids, you are a winner in their hearts as it is. But question number 7 is for my stand-up comedy. American for now or cookies and beer. In my life, I was fortunate enough to lose 175 pounds. But the first 80 pounds I lost were because of what?
Oh, your collapsed lungs, right, or something?
No. I didn't have collapsed lungs. Guess again.
No.
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 That's scary.
I know, but it was a medical condition. Is why you lost the first 80 pounds, wasn't it?
No. I used a hit. Diet. It was part of my diet. So in my life, I was fortunate enough to lose 175 pounds in total naturally. And that lap band stuff. But the first 80 pounds of those I lost were because of what?
I don't know. I remember.
So in my stand-up, I say the Subway diet. And I would say the joke is, I will call myself the Black Jared Fogle, but I can't do that no more. No!
Right, you can't anymore. You can't do that. No. That was good, Flobo. That was a good game. I love
No
that.
problem, man. $15 to be donated to the March of Dimes on your behalf. Thank you so much for helping out the kids. We were just saying, oh, thank goodness. Lott Jr. came through with all of that. Yo, you know what? I'm so glad you rolled with me, man. Episode 30. This was a crazy thing. You were one of the first guests that were on the show. You watched it grow. You're in the chat every week. I want to thank you so much. I'm in the chat too, but definitely you, man, for being an encouragement by directly giving me the good vibes, but just seeing that you're working week in and week out, that encourages a brother to keep writing, keep trying cool stuff. So I'm glad you came out this week.
I don't want to start crying. I know, Flobo. In all seriousness, thank you very much. I'm watching you work really hard, and I'm all about helping other young black men realize their dreams. I do. I think it's very important as a person who's been around a lot longer and who's been on the earth a lot longer to look out for folks who are good people who are doing good things. What you do put out is very positive, and it's fun. And you're a person who I admire also very much. I learn from you all the time, and you became one of my best friends. I mean, I did not expect that. Did not know it was going to happen. But we have a lot in common. And you make me laugh a lot, and I really appreciate you very much, Flobo.
They're going to make me cry, y'all. Where can the world find you online, man? Let's get out of here.
Okay, well, sit down. Everybody sit back for a while. I'm just kidding. So you can follow me. My network is called JLJ Media. It's an online network. You can go to YouTube, type it in, it's there. Go to any audio streaming service, type it in, it's there. So JLJ Media. My books, I have a new book coming out February 5th. So my books are on Amazon.com, James Lott Jr. You'll see all 35 of my books. They're all on there.
35 now?
My 35.
Oh, man, I thought it was 38. No, I thought 32. I don't know. He's crazy. He has a lot of
crazy more. I have new music coming out, but go to SoundCloud.com, James Lott Jr. for my music. I have some new music coming out, some fun stuff on there. He's on some songs. You'll hear some stuff from Flobo on there. So go ahead and check that out. And then, of course, find me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. on all the social media platforms, including TikTok, folks. I'm a TikTok star. Follow me there, or be square.
What's up, Flobo After Hours is part of the New Amsterdam Entertainment Network. Learn more about that at newamsterdam.com. That's KNAWAmsterdam.com. And I'm going to give one more shout out to our patrons, the Boisterous crew, because I love puns now, over at patreon.com/FloboBoys. I want to give a shout out to Christopher C., Christy H., ACH, Edric P., Oliver E., and Lindsay U. Without you, this show wouldn't be a deal. James, let's get out of here, man, because, until next week, After Hours are closed.
The bed is still the land.